Hello and welcome. Today we're diving into Rebuild Yourself by Justice O. Malcolm, a short practical guide that treats personal change like a daily intentional project, one small rebuild at a time. Over the next few minutes, I'll walk you through the book's core ideas, practical steps, and a few stories and metaphors you can use to make the advice stick. Think of this as your audio blueprint for putting yourself back together, stronger and more focused. Why rebuilding and not fixing? First, a small idea that changes everything. The book asks you to stop thinking of yourself as something broken that needs a one-time fix. Instead, imagine you're renovating a house. Renovations happen room by room, day by day. You don't tear down the whole place at once. You pick a room, you plan, you pick materials, and you work. That mindset shift, steady, patient, daily progress, is the foundation of the book. Justice O. Malcolm invites you to focus on you every day and to build habits that last. The daily practice. Focus on you. A big theme in the book is daily practice. The author argues that rebuilding isn't dramatic fireworks. It's the tiny daily acts that add up. A morning routine, a short journaling session, a moment of self-reflection, a micro habit for health or learning. The idea is simple and practical. Small, consistent acts beat occasional big efforts. If you can commit to 10 to 20 minutes of intentional you time per day, you're already renovating faster than most people. Rediscovering your passions. One of the first rooms the book suggests reworking is your sense of purpose, your passions. Justice suggests tracing back to what lit you up as a kid, noticing what still makes you lose track of time, and experimenting with small projects to test interests. Think of passions like plants. Some seeds sprout quickly, others take time. But if you water them with curiosity, they'll show whether they belong in your life. This is practical. The book gives exercises and reflection prompts to help you identify those sparks. Mental and emotional foundations. Next, the book focuses on mental energy and emotional resilience. Malcolm stresses that how you think shapes what you build. He offers simple cognitive shifts. Catch negative automatic thoughts, replace unhelpful self-talk with curiosity, and practice small acts of emotional regulation, breathing, pausing before reacting, and reframing setbacks as data rather than verdicts. Imagine your mind as scaffolding, strengthen it, and the rest of the rebuild stands taller. The author also includes short exercises to practice these skills so they become automatic rather than theoretical. Physical health and routine. A healthy body supports the rebuilding you want to do. The book reminds us that energy, sleep, nutrition, and light movement are not optional extras. They are building materials. Rather than a long list of perfect habits, Malcolm suggests simple, repeatable actions, consistent sleep windows, small daily movement, and hydration. The metaphor here: you wouldn't build a home on a shaky foundation, and you shouldn't try to build a new life if your energy base is unstable. Practical tools, journals, checklists, micro habits. What makes this book especially usable are the specific tools: short journal prompts, one-page checklists, and micro habit templates. Instead of overwhelming you with grand plans, the book hands you 5 to 10 minute practices that slot into existing routines. A pre-sleep reflection, a midday reset, and a weekly audit. These tools turn vague intentions into measurable actions, and measurement breeds momentum. Relationships and boundaries. Rebuilding isn't only internal. The book covers how to protect the work you're doing by setting boundaries and calibrating relationships. Malcolm recommends small boundary experiments, saying "not now" instead of "yes" reflexively, and using short scripts for common situations. Think of relationships like roommates in your renovated house, You want alignment on shared spaces and respectful habits. This section is practical, with sample language and exercises to test boundaries gently. A story to ground it. Here's a little example the book echoes. Imagine Maya, who felt stuck after a job loss. Instead of remaking her life overnight, she picked 3 small moves: a 15-minute morning routine, 2 weekly learning sessions, and a Sunday reflection. Over months, those tiny habits compounded. She felt clearer, found better interviews, and rebuilt confidence. That's the core promise of the book. Regular, manageable action produces big change over time. Spiritual and meaning work. For readers who want depth, Malcolm includes attention to spiritual or meaning-making practices, not necessarily religious, but practices that anchor perspective, gratitude lists, mindfulness, or service. These practices help you stay resilient when progress is slow and remind you why you're rebuilding in the first place. The book frames meaning as both the destination and the compass. Putting it all together, a weekly rhythm. So how do you actually structure this? The book suggests a weekly rhythm, daily micro practices, a midweek reset, and a weekly audit where you review one small win and one adjustment. That weekly loop creates feedback. You keep what's momentum building, ditch what's draining, and iterate. It's less about a perfect plan and more about a consistent feedback loop that keeps you moving forward. Quick reminders and common pitfalls. Before we finish, a couple of guardrails. Don't confuse perfection with progress. Avoid overcommitting to too many new habits at once. And remember that relapses are normal. The author warns against seeking other people's approval as the main goal. Effectiveness begins when your focus is on your own growth and stability. Treat setbacks as data, not failure. Wrap up. All right, here's the short version to keep with you. Rebuild Yourself calls for steady daily attention to who you are. It hands you simple practices, small habits, short reflections, and weekly checks that, when repeated, rebuild your energy, clarity, and confidence. Think of it as a renovation plan for your life. Pick one room, use the right tools, and slowly create a home that supports the person you want to become. If you take one thing from this book, let it be the practice, daily, kind, and consistent focus on you. Thank you for listening. Goodbye for now, and remember, rebuild gently, one small step at a time.